Welcome to this Tutor to You Sociology topic video looking at stratification and differentiation, focusing on Marxist theories of stratification. As a conflict theory, Marxism largely focuses on social class conflict, namely between the bourgeoisie, or the ruling class, and the proletariat, the working class. Marxist theories of stratification break down into traditional Marxist theories, such as those suggested by Marx himself, and Neo-Marxist theories, namely Olin Wright and Herbert Marcuse. In this video, we're going to outline the arguments put forward by these sociologists and critically evaluate their approaches with particular reference to stratification in contemporary society. Firstly, we'll look at Marx. Marx argued that society was organised based upon an individual's relationship to the means of production, that is, factories, resources, capital, and raw materials. Those who own the means of production are the bourgeoisie, while those that do not are the proletariat, and these will sell their labour to the bourgeoisie in order to gain the economic capital needed to survive, that is, wages. This creates a hierarchy in society where the proletariat are assigned roles that are usually dictated by their lower position in society. This is one facet of social stratification according to Marx, the organisation of the economic infrastructure of society, or the economic base. However, in order to maintain the bourgeoisie's control over the infrastructure, they utilise what Marx referred to as the superstructure. This comprises the social institutions that transmit capitalist ideology in order to maintain the power of the bourgeoisie and prevent the proletariat from overthrowing the unequal structure of society. While the bourgeoisie have economic resources, they also need to control other social institutions in order to maintain that economic power. And so, ruling class ideologies such as meritocracy, hard work, and being compliant and obedient are transmitted through education, family, religion, media, and work. This can be achieved through promoting false consciousness, according to Marx, masking the exploitation of workers. Marx also argued that as those with control over the means of production generated more profit and reduced costs, this would heighten inequality in the social hierarchy and lead to a polarization of the social classes. Marx predicted that the proletariat would gain class consciousness, and this would lead to the overthrow of the capitalist system. This was dependent upon the proletariat uniting and seizing the means of production to establish a more egalitarian or communist society based upon shared ownership of the means of production. However, Marx's predictions never came to fruition, and this inspired a new generation of Marxists to rethink some of the concepts of Marx, but also draw influence from some of Marx's critics, such as Max Weber. One such sociologist in the Neo-Marxist tradition is Olin Wright. While focusing on the unequal structure of society, Wright argues that a simplified two-class system is reductionist. Marx's binary ideas of bourgeoisie and proletariat do not explain the inequality within those who are paid employees. For example, banking executives under Marx's definition would be part of the proletariat, as they do not own the means of production, but rather manage the economic resources of others. To compare the salary and social standing of a bank executive to that of a shop worker or a manual labourer, as they are both members of the proletariat, is an insufficient analysis of class conflict. Instead, Wright argues that there are multiple social classifications based upon relationships to the means of production. Those who own the means of production can vary, from the traditional bourgeoisie to the self-employed, who Wright refers to as the petty bourgeoisie. Furthermore, Wright's analysis suggests that non-owners can be categorized based upon the authority that they have within their role. And this scale ranks individuals by both their relationship to the means of production and the authority they have in their occupation, which draws upon Weber's ideas of status, power, and authority. This creates a multidimensional class structure that explains the greater diversity of social classes in contemporary society. Herbert Marcuse is another Neo-Marxist that analysed the social stratification of society, and his focus was on how the social stratification system had been maintained, particularly in light of the failed revolutions of Marxism. Marcuse suggested that capitalists utilised social institutions such as the media to promote false messages to the masses and maintain their own position of superiority. This was done through distracting individuals from the alienation and exploitation they suffered at the hands of capitalism, by generating interest in the lives of those with wealth. This also served the needs of capitalism, as it makes individuals aspirational and can be seen in contemporary society through examination of celebrity culture, and to a lesser extent the impacts of new media platforms and social media influencers. This creates division in society and promotes individualism. People do not challenge the status quo because they want to be part of it. This helps maintain the social order. This can be linked to many other concepts within sociology, including the scapegoating of individuals within the media and generating moral panics about social issues or groups. And this is what makes the work of Marcuse so important. In evaluating the Marxist view of stratification, it's important to consider not only the formation of social stratification, but also the maintenance. While Marx predicted that the social class system would be overthrown, this never came to pass, and neo-Marxists such as Marcuse and Althusser explain how this is achieved. However, in contemporary society, it can be argued that society is more fragmented, and old ideas of working upper class are limited in categorizing individuals. The use of employment as an indicator of status may be seen to be outdated, as individuals are often defined by more than just their occupation in contemporary society. Furthermore, there is compelling evidence that despite the greater diversity in society, individuals can be stratified in society. For example, Savage et al.'s discussion of the Great British Class Survey. However, the lasting contribution of Marxism is that it explains the concept of class conflict, and this can be applied to the different experiences individuals have based upon their status within society. That concludes this Tutor to You Sociology topic video on stratification and differentiation, focusing on Marxist explanations of stratification. Thanks for watching.